There is this scenario where you're coming to the US as an international student, mainly a master's student or a PhD student. In actual sense, a graduate student, and you're going to do research, but you don't know the research you're going to do. It may be that you've contacted your professor, you've emailed him or her, and you've asked him or her about the research that you're going to do when you get here as a graduate student, and they've not replied, but your visa interview date is near and you don't know what to do. And you don't want a situation where you go to the visa interview and the visa officer asks you to tell him or her about your research and you're just standing there. That's really bad. I don't know how somebody is going to survive from that. So let's talk about it. This is very common. Okay, sometimes when you're coming here, your professor may not tell you about the research that you're going to do. You have no idea what you're going to do. You've contacted your professor and he's not replying. You don't know what to do. So this is what you're supposed to do. Go to your school's website and look for your professor. Look for the papers that he or she has written. When you look for those papers, go through those papers and look at the ones that are related to what you are thinking of doing. Okay, for example, I'm doing civil engineering. Civil engineering is broad. We have transportation, we have structures, we have a lot of concentrations under civil engineering. So in my case, I go to the school's website. If I already have a professor, I look for my professor, I look at his papers that he has written and published. It may be that he hasn't also published some, but then most of the time the papers that are there are mostly published. So you look for the papers that he has written, read through some of the papers, and then I look at some of the papers that I can relate with. Okay, something that I can relate with. I look at that paper, I look at what they did in that paper, and then I use that as my answer. So when you go for the visa interview and they ask you, you already have an idea of what the professor did in that paper. You don't have to let the visa officer know that it's an already published paper. You can just phrase your answer in such a way that it will be like you are now going to work on that research. So that is one thing that you can do, especially if you are not getting a reply from your professor regarding the research that you are coming to do here in the US.